everyone, welcome back to my channel. Must admit, I look good in this type of material. But hey, I was just thinking about, all I have studied under martial arts wise. And I want to just kind of give you 13 years of just the things I have trained. First thing first, I've trained in Shotokan Karate with the same sensei, Sensei Eric Banks, for 13 straight years. I have trained in Shinjin Ryu Karate for 7 years. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 9. And then everything else for 3 years, give and take. Not all of it at the same time. Some of it, Shotokan has always been consistent, Tuesday and Thursday, for 13 straight years. But everything else have changed, schedule changed, they moved up an hour, so sometimes I was able to do 3 martial arts at the same time, 4 at the same time. 3, I've always done 3. So my last extent was Shotokan, Shinjin Ryu Karate, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now I have gone back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 2 times a week instead of 1 time a week. And I have stepped away from Shinjin Ryu Karate just for a period of time to kind of prepare for a tournament. Who knows, I may do it full time. Not full time, that's never true. Doing more than 1 time. Right now I'm doing 2 times a week. Anyway, pros and cons. First thing first, I'm going to go from the least. I've done Krav Maga. I did that for about 9 months. Not really 9 months. I say more 7 months. The pros, it's a hybrid martial arts that takes the good from other styles and mesh into one system. It was made by Emil Litchfield to help to, it's the official martial art of the Israeli Israeli fighting group. It's a great hybrid where you do a little bit of everything. It's more Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with an element of karate and Salat and Eskrima. And Salat and Eskrima, Salat parenting system, is designed exclusively to fight. It wasn't designed for systems. It wasn't designed for tournaments or anything. It was designed to protect the Israeli people. And then from there, it got more popular, where it's now taught to civilians, but before exclusively was taught to just soldiers. Pros and cons. It's a great hybrid to give you a taste of everything. The cons, it can be quite pricey. The schools I've gone to is $160 and up. So, it was a school that was $200 and something for unlimited classes, which it can be a little pricey. That's a little pricey. It's not the worst in this economy, but it's not the cheapest either. So that's the kind of pros and cons for that. I did Salat Eskrima Cali from an individual who learned it directly. He's from the Philippines, so he learned directly from the source itself, which is a FMA, not FMLA, that's different. FMA. It's the official martial art of the Philippine fighting system that's designed for weapons in mind. The pros, with a weapon in your hand, it's an unbeatable formula. Like, anything can be a weapon. Anything that can be a weapon. And if you don't have a weapon, your hands are the weapons. It's a great parenting system where it's very tough to beat. The cons, it can be complicated. It's a lot of facets into a parenting system. It's a lot. It's very in depth. A lot to do. It can be cons. It's kind of hard sometimes to find teachers that does it. I know here there's one person that does it from out of his house, but it's not school per se. Very good. I learned it. He taught me, and the only reason I didn't stay with it because I moved away from the location and timing. And it was a little pricey, but well worth the money. Amazing system. If I had my way, I would still be training in it right now. Aikido. Aikido is an amazing martial art. I have used it to defend myself several times. Take down clients. I have defeated BJJ rolling people with Aikido. It's an amazing martial art that deals, a lot about energy and transitional power. A lot of internal energy stuff, but depending on the school, each school is different. Every school is not the same. The cons, it's not all, depending on the school, sometimes it could be very, a very spiritual kind of Tai Chi type of environment, depending on the school. Each school is different. I have schools that taught like how, Steven Seagal. I'm talking about the old Steven Seagal. I'm not talking about the one where everybody make fun of him, but when he was really in his prime. His Aikido was no joke. It's a very effective martial art. I trained with a police group for 2 days, and a lot of their takedowns is Aikido. A lot of hand takedown to get them on their bellies, and it was a lot of Aikido, a lot of locks, Kotsugaesh, Sankyo Nikyo, Hingetsu. So it's an amazing art. The cons, it could be a little, it can sometimes not be ready for a real fighting situation, because it's a lot to do with if they grab you first. And then once they grab, they can flow into another drill. Or if you hit a person just right, well, most people are not going to hit you just right, and they're going to sucker punch you at that. So it's all based upon the element, and if everything works out the way it should, and they flow just right into your punches. I mean, they grab you just this way. So sometimes that's, it's like, okay, it can be a little that way. And it's a beautiful art. It's just that it needs to be updated into the real world situation. But it's a great to add on to something. If you're a wrestler, adding keto. If you're a cop, adding keto. Because most time you can't punch anybody, and you definitely can't choke anybody anymore. Especially if you're in law enforcement. So, other... Let me see, other things, Chinese Kempo. It was American Kempo. Lots of quick, rapid movements, a lot of grabbing, hit you 12,000 times before they can really get you really good. It's great for covering different aspects. They call it what if, actual, and ideal. If this person grab you this way, if they grab you another way, okay, you can do this. So they really try to cover a wide base of different scenarios, front, back, sides. They grab you this way. The cons is it's a lot of steps. It's really like one long kata. Like I have with Coach Gaish. Not Kung Fu Dai. It's a lot of steps. Well, for them, it'll be like 3 forms or 4 forms all into my one kata. They just break it down much smaller. The cons, it's a lot of awkward foot movement, crossing talents, hidden dragon, or 5 swords. It's just a lot of movements. But if you can master and you work on it, you can make it work for you. Just a lot of steps. Japanese is this, Chinese is this. If you in more of the Wing Chun, it's right up it's definitely in that system. And it's a Chinese martial art, so they took it Chinese, and then my instructor learned from Ed Parker, or Ed Parker assistant. Then he formed his own. Then he taught all of us. So I did that for 2 years, and this instructor also did wrestling and jiu-jitsu into it. So it was beautiful design, and then it jumped into jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or American jiu-jitsu, or Eric Paulson catch wrestling. So it was a beautiful combination. I just couldn't do it because the instructor is beginning to retire, so had to alter for that. I have others, Shinjin Ryu. I'll save that for a video too. So the pros and cons, it's going to be part 1, and I do a part 2 on